It was snowing the night she called me. Her voice broke before her pride did. "Sweetheart," she whispered, "could we stay with you for a few days?" The pipes burst. I let her talk. She always did when she needed something. When she finally stopped, I said it calmly, evenly, "There's no room for you here, Mom." Silence followed. The same kind she used to use as a weapon when I was a kid. Only this time, it was mine. My mother's cruelty was never loud or messy. It was quiet, polished, hidden under polite smiles and soft words that cut deep. When I got married young, she said, "You'll see, darling. He's too good for you." When I had kids, she told me, "You're not ready. They'll suffer." And every Christmas, she'd remind me, "There's no room for your kids here, honey." So we stayed home, decorating our little apartment with cheap tinsel, pretending it didn't sting. But I saw it in my children's eyes when she posted photos of her real family, my brother, his perfect blonde wife, their matching sweaters, their laughter. She always had space for him, never for me. When my father died, I saw just how deep her favoritism ran. The will was simple. Everything went to her, the house, the savings, the antiques. Fair enough. But later, when she passed the house down, she gave it to my brother. "You already have your own place," she said, as if stability was a crime. I didn't argue. I just watched. Watched as my brother and his wife moved in, tore down Dad's study, painted over his walls, and turned his desk space into a wine cellar. I told myself I didn't care. But that changed the day I visited. My youngest, 5 years old, ran toward the kitchen yelling, "Grandma." Mom stopped him at the doorway, hand firm on his shoulder. "Not now, sweetheart," she said. "You'll mess up my floors." That was the moment. The one where her turned to stone. I stopped visiting, stopped calling, stopped explaining. But I didn't disappear. Instead, I started learning about her finances, her habits, her quiet weaknesses. Retirement hadn't been kind to her. She'd mortgaged the house to help my brother's business, co-signed loans she didn't understand, and started slipping behind on payments. My brother didn't tell her. He refinanced everything in his name, quietly, legally. When I found out, I said nothing. Why would I? The woman who said there was no room for me was about to find out what it meant to have nowhere to go. I waited for her call, not out of love, but out of need. And when she finally did, crying about her ungrateful son who'd sold the house out from under her, I comforted her. "I'm so sorry, Mom," I said. "I'll help you get through this." And I did. I took care of her paperwork, found her a rental, even managed her remaining funds. She started calling me her lifeline. What she didn't know was that every paper she signed, every form she approved, brought her one step closer to my quiet revenge. I made sure everything, the debts, the leases, the unpaid taxes, was in her name. It wasn't fraud. It was trust. Her trust. And when the bank finally came for her rental, she called again, desperate. "Sweetheart, please. We'll stay with you, just until I figure this out." Her voice cracked on that word, please. I smiled. I'd waited my whole life to hear her say it. "There's no room for you here, Mom." Silence. The kind that once made me small. Then she tried to recover. "I didn't mean those things, darling. You're my daughter. You're all I have." "No," I said. "You had everything. You just chose who mattered." I heard her sob, the same fake-sounding cry she used for sympathy. But this time, it sounded real. And I felt nothing. No anger, no guilt. Just peace. Because this wasn't revenge fueled by rage. It was balance, long overdue. Weeks later, my brother called, furious. "You could have helped her," he said. "I did," I replied. "For years." Then I hung up. I stood by the window. Snow was falling again, slow, soft, deliberate. Inside, my children's laughter filled the house. The same laughter Mom once called too much noise, now. It was the sound of home. The sound of freedom. And for the first time, I whispered to the past, "There's no room for your cruelty here anymore." She taught me what exclusion felt like. I just returned the lesson, perfectly.